Okay, guys, so I saw the Jurassic World trailer, and I saw that before the Star Wars teaser. But now that I've seen both, it's kind of like, wow, like these are again both two huge franchises, and Jurassic World, similar to Star Wars, they've been on hiatus for a while. More so like they ended, they became such successful film franchises, and they ended almost decades ago. And now they've decided to reboot them, or not really reboot them, but I think they did a smart move. At least for Star Wars, they've continued it and created more rather than rebooting it. For Jurassic World, it seems like something similar also is happening, although it is somewhat of a reboot based on the plot. And again, I really think that Star Wars takes the cake. Jurassic World, this trailer was just underwhelming. You had the main character for Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, he did Guardians of the Galaxy as an actor pretty darn well, in my opinion. But as far as what's happening here, I mean, the whole plot, let's okay, let's put the visual side effects aside because those were amazing. The whole, depiction of the whole world, it's a whole part, it's not just a park this time, it's a whole world, and all the scenery and the labs, and then the tourists traveling around in these floating orbs. It's all ridiculous. But again, you have to tilt your head more to advances in technology and visual graphics more so than anything else on that part. That's all amazing. But again, as for like if they only made the plot more realistic, more complex, better than this stupid, simplistic, not the whole thing doesn't even make sense. It's like what it is, okay, is basically the premise is that they've made the whole world, they've made some place a whole tourist attraction from all these revived dinosaurs that they've decided to revive um, through genetics. And it's this whole planet where, again, they play on that whole notion of how the world will look back then with all these dinosaurs that are humongous and, huge compared to humans. And all of them, well, most of them seem very like capable of killing you. But basically, one day they decide to do some genetic tampering, and again, the whole thing is very similar to other Jurassic Park films. They decide to do some tampering genetically with one of the dinosaurs and splice new genetics together and uh, do hybrids, I guess, with part human, part dinosaur. And this monstrous, very dangerous dinosaur comes about, and all you see are these ridiculous claws on steel walls. And apparently, this dinosaur is like the smartest thing ever, and you don't see it, but then you see a few flashes of during the end of the trailer where you see people running and screaming, and then people saying, "Close down the park! Close down the park! Evacuate everyone!" And everyone screaming and running away. I just did a face palm, and it was the most ridiculous, retarded thing ever. It's one of the reasons why I feel like the last two Godzilla films in the last decade have failed, and the most recent one didn't do too well either. It's this whole idea of such a simplistic plot, big giant monster coming to kill us. The whole thing doesn't even make sense. How are you going to splice that together? And all of a sudden, this monster is so awesome or so unique. It's like, well, just because it has claws that can claw through steel doesn't mean other dinosaurs can't do that. It sure as heck wasn't the human splicing that made that dinosaur be able to claw through that steel. Um, and as far as the other stuff, it's like, okay, it's like what's the whole point of this movie? It's pretty much like a Godzilla again. Um, it's basically the the human race versus this one monster. And where are you gonna go with that? I thought you were gonna at least incorporate the other dinosaurs like they've done in the later Jurassic Park films. Either make more of them evil dinosaurs or do something different. It's like, why make the premise so stupid and simple? And having said all that, I feel like the cast, they made this guy who did Guardians of the Galaxy the main character. Nothing against that. I felt like he did a great job in Guardians of the Galaxy. As far as other stuff like uh I guess the whole thing with there's this one small scene that almost hinted like they were using the other dinosaurs to aid them in defeating this monstrous dinosaur, which I have a feeling is gonna look a little bit like Godzilla, and gonna be a T-Rex. Hopefully not. But it seems like they're using other dinosaurs to aid them, because you see like a small flash scene where the main character, he's like in one of those rolling car things, rolling spheres, and then he's racing towards something in the forest, and he has all these little tiny raptors running with him. Um, and again, I think it's if dinosaurs really exist in this world, it just shows you how. I mean, I'm sure they did, but if they were anything like those in the Jurassic world, it's just like, wow, what an amazing world we live in. That happened millions of years ago. That's ridiculous. Um, so again, the whole film is just like, why would you put such a simplistic, unrealistic, boring plot to something as amazing as dinosaurs? Um, but again, I feel like most people watching that film were completely different from me and contrary, which may get me a lot of hate. But um, I wouldn't stick out from the crowd because that's just, I want to be honest. Uh, from what I can tell, almost everyone else was like, wow, this is amazing. I'm so hyped out. I'm such a fanboy. This is so amazing. I'm so hyped out about Jurassic World. Can't wait to see it. So amazing. So excited. I'm like, no, not at all. As always, like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and check out my Star Wars discussion slash review slash reaction um, on my channel. Check that out. I'll see you guys later.